get it real quick. Aloha to our 7K Hawaii family. And what we're going to do today is make sure you see the big picture on how we earn income with 7K and sharing a fabulous opportunity to accumulate wealth and secure your wealth, regardless of what one's income status is. Everyone needs to have in their possession some of God's money. And if we're going to get it, we want it at the lowest possible cost from a trusted source, and know that what we have, we can actually turn in to whatever currency is used at whatever particular time in the future, because they're going to always relate whatever piece of paper, fiat currency they use to buy and sell and trade stuff, with God's money. That's always been, will always be, because it's something that man can't create. Only our Savior created it. And now we have a way that everyone can own some, even if they're only purchasing it incrementally. That means that maybe they may not have enough income to even think about buying 1 ounce of gold or 1 ounce gold coin or bar. But now they can buy $10 worth a week or $10 worth a month, if that's how they can afford it. But they need to own it. And that's what we're doing, is we're saying that everyone needs to own gold and silver. And we have a method that they can by pure membership model. And they're going to remunerate us. We call it a share plan. They're going to remunerate us for sharing this mission, this vision with everyone. Now, 7K is 4 years old, and part of this is learning a little bit of the story and being able to share the mission. And we're just seeking people, partners, that will share that mission with us. And so read the founder's mission, because that's what we're doing. That's what I love about it. I've been buying gold and silver for over 30 years, and accumulating it and securing our position. And it just keeps getting better. Our financial position, it doesn't get worse, it gets better. And here I am, 74 years young, and it just keeps getting better. And so that's what we want to share with everyone else, how they can do it too, especially our young couples that are just starting out in life, young people, because their prognosis of being able to benefit financially just in a job or working for someone else or working for these controlling governments, it doesn't seem like a very good scenario for the future. So how do they remunerate us? How do they share with us? And let's dispel all these thoughts about old binaries or whatever, because they have a share plan, very much like Amazon Prime and very much like Costco. But what they do is they don't just do it just with the people you indirectly do it, is they recognize the oldest principle of all. Jesus sent them out 2 by 2. And, we didn't start with 1 billion Christians in the world and it went out 2 by 2. Well, we're going out 2 by 2, and that's what we're doing. But then they're going to remunerate us when they join and get a membership. They can just be a buyer. They can just be a member, get all the member benefits. But if we want to earn, there's just some very simple qualifications. But if you come with all these questions, well, how's this? How's that? If you're the doubting Thomas, that's okay. Be a member. We're looking for people who aren't such doubting Thomases in ours. And we've proven that my system works. So if you want to change your life financially and your families and set up generational wealth, then we want you to join our team, and we want you to learn how to do the things I'm going to share with you today. And that's get yourself 2 partners, one on your left, one on your right, somewhere. You're going to create 2 teams. And now they're going to pay us infinite levels on that. Different than Amazon Prime, different than Costco. They only paid once. And when people I referred to them, they gave me either a discount or an income. But those people that I referred, they would refer people, they gave me nothing. Well, now in 7K, that's changed. They'll keep giving you something as long as you meet your requirements for infinity on that team one. And on that team two, infinity. I like to call it left team and a right team. Grab people by their head, okay? And then everybody gets placed. Every time you get somebody new, they get placed on that person's team. And so, wow, I'm trying to keep that mute thing working. But let me share real quick the long vision of this and how it works. And I'm going to do it with my little electronic whiteboard. I'm not going to go through the step-by-step compensation plan. I am going to share with you the benefits of how it works, both short-term and long-term. And that's the real key. And understanding what I'm about to share with you is all you need to understand, okay? And once you learn what I'm about to share with you here, you will understand the bigger picture. Now, we have that membership model that we told you about, and I do a business family pack. I'm going to introduce it right here at this point and do the business family pack. I'm going to have to change I'm sorry. Let me stop sharing. I got to change my location on my board. And let me pause. Here we go. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up here where we have a left team and a right team. We already got some points. I'm going to assume you know the basics. This is person one over here on your left team. And now you have 500 points and 500 points. And if you've never seen this, you got to make sure you watch my video on compensation plan. Okay, at your 500 and 500, and you're qualified to make a $500 check, the computer will cycle at 500 points, but you're not qualified because you've only personally sponsored one person. These over here are all gifts from above or gifts from below, meaning you got credit for them, like unlike any other company, but you get credit for it and you can make $500. And so we asked you, would you spend $200 to make a $500 check? No one ever says no to that. Not my 4+ years of doing this. Well, we say, okay, we told you about the business family pack. You didn't do it in the beginning, but now go ahead and sponsor your spouse. Give them a membership, $199. You got one on your right team now, and now you're qualified to make a $500 check. You got points. They're going to put them in here. And Saturday, 8 o'clock Hawaiian time, 8 p.m. Saturday Hawaiian time, or 12 midnight Mountain Standard Time, they're going to come in and they're going to erase 500 points on this side, and they're going to raise 500 points on this side, and they're going to pay you a $500 check, and they're going to leave a balance here. Now, accumulating balance and carrying over volume are the two distinctly different things about this, if you want to call it a binary, than any other binary ever existing in the marketplace. Nothing can stop volume from coming up because it's got dynamic compression, or everything flows through. Anybody that quit, anybody that stopped, anyone that's inactive, every point just flows up, doesn't matter where it comes from, all the way to your counter. That's number one. Number two, if you want to make more than just 500, you tell more people. And you're going to ultimately use the rank up. If you get 2 people that are personal on your left that you sponsored, like Number two, you're going to have to place them down here, wherever, first available seat. There's more people. That's what that dot means. There's more people there. So this is an empty hand right here. This is an empty hand. But, we're going to say that we actually filled in and we actually had people sponsored here. Okay. And, I know you got another gift from below, because one of these people sponsored someone under your spouse as soon as you put them in. And that's this kind of how this business grows. Well, if you want to make, instead of 500, you've got to have your second personally sponsored person placed on the left and your second personally sponsored person placed on the right. Okay. Now they're going to go in the first available spot. Okay. Now, if this person comes in with a business family pack, that means they come in the way most builders and starters and people who are not doubting Thomases come in and build this business like this, understanding that they get to place themselves on top one time and one time only. And you're building a family business, because see, you can't have 10, 15 centers that you're going to earn income. And the company's rules and probably the ways to do this, it's just not justifiable or doesn't even sound logical for a person to have a lot of membership. So you can have one on your personal ID and one on a company ID, meaning just like Costco does. You can have personal membership and you have a company membership. Okay, same thing with Sam's. That's what you can have. So your spouse can have a personal membership and a company membership. So a household can have four. We have grown children. Our children have business family membership pack memberships too. And so we want to try and put our business all on top right here. What I say, this is you. This is your spouse. And this is your company. And so what we're going to do is we're going to build through, going down, getting our personals. We're going to get our one, our two. We just place them wherever we can. We're going to build through this organization and get our one, our two. That qualifies us to be a bronze, not a copper. Because see, this counts as one for you, 2, 3, wherever they're placed. 1, 2, 3. Now you're qualified to be a bronze. Okay. Now every business center has a counter, just like this. You have one here, you have one here, you have one here. Well, if this came in with a business family pack, then your first person you sponsored is an associate. An associate means they sponsored one on the left, one on the right. A business family pack is already an associate when they join. They have their spouse and their company own, and they're an associate. They're already qualified to make a 500. So you need an associate on the left. And if this person came in as an associate, now you learn they come in as the business family pack. So you got 1, 2 personal sponsors. You got one associate on this side, one associate on this side. You're a copper now. As a copper, you can make 1,000. You make 2 cycles of 500. So in essence, when you have, like, the team kind of grows, in the comp plan, I show you end up with 6 on this side and 6 on that. The next week, if they just start with 1 on their team and 1 on their team, your team is growing, but that's 500 new sales and 600 new sales. So 500 came up on this side, and then 600 came up on that side, and you made another. So you made 500 the first week. Now you're making another 500 the second week. Oh, that's pretty good. And now what do? They erase the volume, 500 on each side, because you got paid on it, and you erase 500 out of here, leave 200. There you go. So 500 from 700 to 200. You got $200 to start the next paycheck off. And so you need to be, because when this happens, these people down here are going to want to make a check, one on the left, one on the right. That's the key. Start your team. If you don't start your team, then you can't get paid. So when you do this, your team is growing, and that's the real key. Is your team is growing. We haven't even bought a coin yet. We hadn't even addressed that yet. We're about to, though. You got 1,000 points coming up, and so you got 1,200 points coming up. That makes 1,400 points. Well, if you're just that associate that we talked about, you can only make 500. Oh yeah, the computer will cycle, but that's your incentive to rank up. How do you rank up? You help someone become an associate like you were, because you already know how to do that. Just one on the left, one on the right. They know different people than you. You help them then. So you're encouraged that. If you can't find it yourself, you now help your team. There's the one another part of this business. So when you do this, you get an associate here, you've got your two, you're going to make $1,000 there. Now, how do you rank up the next step and become a bronze? Well, I just showed you the easy way is the way we did here. And see, you got 1, 2, 3. If you'd have started with your business family pack up here, you'd have already been a bronze, because all you had to do is find your third person. That's a lot easier than always just trying this week when you need it to get that business family pack. No, it's a lot easier just to find that buyer, that Doubting Thomas. Those are pretty easy to get. They're not that difficult if we learn to share it the way that we try to teach it in my team. And so now you're going to make 1,000. They're going to erase 1,000 points because you got paid on them. They're going to erase 1,000 points over here, but you don't erase everything. You had $400. Yep, points are dollars. So let's just say it like it is between us. Okay, that's $400. You already started out pretty much with a paycheck on one side. One side would tend to grow to another side. Okay, so what do I mean by building this business the long way? Okay, if you have these people wanting to make $1,000, that's new people. They got to get one on the left, one on the right. Some of them get none, some will get 2, some will get 4. It's just different numbers for different people at different levels. Okay, but just say this, they got one each like you did to get started. Okay, and this is pretty much how our business is built with our team and me doing it part-time in retirement. So I've proven my system works both full-time and part-time. We'll get to that in a second. Well, you got 2,000 points up here, came up in your counter. Yeah, you get credit for all that, because this is the share plan that 7K. 7K is creating a long-term partnership, a long-term. Instead of you getting shares of stock, you're going to participate in the company's growth with them, because the growth comes about because of your and my efforts together. So they basically are creating that partnership that's never been done before in this industry. It's member direct marketing like has never existed in a marketplace. And we're dealing with gold and silver, something everybody needs. Everybody wants all they can get. And so our job is to learn how to explain it, learn how to share it with our friends, our relative business associates, people who come in contact, people we worship with, people that we grow, educate and do other activities and things with. Learn to be the expert conversational marketer, sharing from your heart, not trying to make a buck. There's the key. 2,400 comes up here, adds to that, makes $2,800 in your counter. Well, if you have these points, they will cycle every 500, but they look at your qualification to see if you get paid on them. Well, in this case, if you're just a copper, you can only make 1,000, but all of those are going to cycle out because the computer cycles every 500. That's your motivation to help someone on your left and right become a copper like you were. You already know how to do that. So it's easy to teach what you've already accomplished. That's the whole point in this. It's not a complicated system. Don't look to be a presidential. Just take it a step at a time, bite it off as you do it. And you got a lot of help in this business that make sure you're not passing up that like we're doing with our Hawaii group right now. And I'll go over that in the next recording because I'm going to use a couple of examples and show how we do this and how you use the tools 7K gives. Well, you need a third down here. Somewhere, first available spot. You find a third, you put them on the left. Maybe just a buyer. That's okay. You need a third here on your right side. Okay, that you personally sponsored. They signed up on your website and you placed them. All you have to do is place left and right. See, that's all we do. Kind of keep it simple. That's duplicatable. So now if you've got 3 and one of these 3 became a copper like you were, what is that? That means they've got to have they've got to have 2 people they personally sponsored on their left side and right side, and one of those 2 had to have one on the left and one on the right be an associate. Or they signed up a business family pack as their teammate. That happens more often after you've been in the business for a little while, for those doubting Thomases, that is to say. Okay, so now you're a bronze, you got a copper on the left, a copper on the right, and you can make 2,000. Wow. If you build it the way I teach it, you won't miss any of these points. You get paid. They erase 2,000 there. Look at this.
Hey, we don't want to do this.
Everybody, you got 800 points on your right side. That's more than a $500 cycle check. It's like a bank account. Okay, now we do the same thing. Now to get to silver, you've got to have 4 and 5 that you placed over here. Same thing over here. 4, 4 and 5, you got it. Okay, now if you got 5 on the left and 5 on the right, they signed up. So it's an additional 2 people that you've done this with. Then if you got any one of these 5 people become a bronze like you were, you already know how to do that. You know how to do it because you just were that. They've got to have 3 on the left, 3 on the right. One of them on the left and right have to be a copper. Now you're a bronze. And now you can make what? Now you're silver. And now you can make 3,500. So 5 on the left, 5 on the right, 1 bronze on the left, 1 bronze on the right. Now you make 3,500. Well, when does that happen? Well, look, it happens right here. When they just get one more trying to rank up, doing those rank ups and new people coming in. And so, you know, you're going to have over 5,000 points on this side. You got 4,800 coming up. Adds to that, makes 5,600 points on this side. Dollars in the bank account, 4,000 here. Well, you need to be a silver because if you're not, you're only going to get paid as a bronze. They're going to what? That's going to cycle. It's because the computer cycles. It's just, are you qualified? Did you help enough people to get the rank you need and help them understand how to build? So it's a people teaching people, helping people, caring for people, wanting people, and helping them increase their financial status. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And that's what we've been doing. Now, we've got to go through like a week, a couple of weeks. If we do this on a weekly basis, and believe me, I have people that do this just like this. I took it a little slower, but the same thing. After the first year, when you have 100 people on this side buying that coin to stay active, you must buy the coin. Oh, here's these doubting Thomases again. I got to pay $105. What's that thing worth? How much can I get for it? Where can I sell it? You know, either you want to own your own business and, have your own life financially, or you just want to find out all the excuses why it won't work for you. That's what I tell people. Okay. But I do share with them and answer the question. No, you got a product of value. You either buy this product, or this product. Now I buy all three from the beginning, very first day. And I'm going to share with you why. Okay. Now, when you're making this kind of income, you've made 500, 500, 1,000, 2,000, and now you made 3,500. Now, I don't care if you did that in at one week it took you to make 500 or 1 month. See, the key is those volumes are going to roll over from week to week. And if it takes you 1 month to get that, then that's good. You made $500. And we came in with a business premium $4.99, which everyone should. That's a minimum starting position, unless they're doubting Thomas buyer. That's okay. They can be a buyer. And they can buy their product. They can get it. We don't make any commission off them buying God's money, gold and silver bullion, at the best price. That's the whole thing. They become a member and they get these benefits. Part B is doing sharing, earning income, helping spread the word, spread the news about how we and others can improve our financial condition for ourselves and our families and create generational wealth. That's what we're doing here. That's our main mission. Now, the company's been in business for a little over 4 years. We've been kind of sweeping the mainland. We've been open in Canada for almost a year now. Really hard place to open for a direct selling company. And then now, just the last 3-4 months, we've opened in Australia. It means we're legally open to do that. People can enroll. They have their own flag. They have their own website. Everything, the way that we're registered to do business in New Zealand and in the UK and in Ireland. And now we're open in Singapore. Okay, so we can sign up in Singapore. And there's going to be a major expansion of this company around the globe over the next 3 to 5 years, that these legs go to infinity. So we're going to have people, and everyone, you're going to know people who know people who know people, and they're going to be in these new countries down here. So just think about, I want to hit this part first. If, like I did, the first year I just told a couple of people, doing it part-time, and you get 100 people, 100 people on this left team over here, and they're buying one of those 3 coins. Let's use an average of 20. That's 2,000 points coming up during the month to that counter. Okay. Now you buy the coin on the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, the 20th. They don't all buy it on the same day. So it's kind of divided. So just kind of think of that. 4 weeks divided into 2,000 points is 500 points coming up every week for the month. Well, that's on both sides. Well, how about an extra $500 a month as you're buying gold and silver? Your cost of being able to run that business is buying this coin for $105 a month. That's better than putting it over in the CDs or 401ks. Well, this team also has a membership that lasts for 1 year. And most people don't want to lose their points in their bank. They renew. They understand after a year. They start understanding it. And many of the buyers even get brought into the business. Show you that in a second. Okay. But the next year you have renewals and you have new expansion members joining. Those renewals, they count points and they come up too. And so our check went to an average of 2,000 a week in May of 2019. 2,000 average a week is pretty good extra income when you're retired part-time. Well, here we are. Last year, we had over 1,000 members buying the coin on this side. Over 1,000. We had more than that on this side. But that's 20,000 divided by 4 weeks. That's 5,000 just for the coins coming up on average every week. But how would you like an extra $5,000 every week after 4 or 5 years? This is how you do it. This is how you do it. It's no more difficult than that. Now, it may take some people longer than that, but even if you fail and you end up with that $500 extra a week after 3, 4, 5 years, what is there a problem with that? Let's look at the big picture now. This is the part I want. This is the part I really want you to understand a little bit of the detail. You got to understand how you build up to at least a silver. The rest of it becomes very clear after you become a silver, when you become a silver. And so I'm going to erase some of this to show you the big picture. Okay, one of the first things that I want to address in the big picture is that your coin does not cost you $105. Let's just look at the basic, because people say, "Wow, how much it costs? How much can I sell it for? What's it going to be worth 2, 3 months from now? Where can I sell it?" We're going to teach people how to run a business, except you don't have to have a big store. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay electricity. You don't have to pay a whole bunch of employees. We're going to teach you how you can start a business for under $1,000. You can accumulate wealth products that have value, proven value over time. Over all the answers to your questions will be resolved when you are building your business and learning how to operate your business. But if you've got to know all the answers ahead of time, we tell you become a member and study, because I'm looking for people who want opportunity, and I think you do too. You cannot spend all your time answering questions that you really have learned the answers to, and you don't want to devote that time. You devote the time to the people who have joined you on your team, not to the doubting Thomases. They will join you later, as they always do. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things. Overall big picture here. Number one, this is called your commission bank on both sides. It accumulates volume. Okay. Volume from either coin purchases once a month, or at all other times. They have coin drops. They have all kind of other ways that you have more points coming up here. You also have what we call a leadership point bank. Now, what's leadership points? Well, you know that every time you enroll someone with a premium membership, you get 2 points, and they put it in your leadership. It's under your profile. You can see it, leadership points. You have a number of points in there, especially the new people coming in. But it's all for all of us. I get leader. Every time I enroll someone with a $4.99, me personally, it'll put 2 leadership points on. What's that mean? Show you in a second. Okay. You also have another bank called loyalty points. Like airline mileage, you get free tickets if you accumulate so many miles, loyalty. Well, you get another bank account over here. And now you're going to get in your loyalty bank, every time you buy this product here, any of these products, you get 30 loyalty points. So there's 30 loyalty points here. And every time you have a membership, you get 100 loyalty points. In addition to your commission point, these are commission points. Commissions go here. Every time you buy this, you get 15 commission points, 20. What are commission points? Dollars. Okay, let's just take this product that is $105. I'm going to show you why it doesn't cost you $105. That's that MS70 State Series Silver Eagle. Well, you get 15 commit. Whatever side is your low side, let's say you have, 4,500 points over here. Now you buy your monthly, it's going to put 15 points there. That's $15. You already have bank here. So that's $15. That's $15 in commission. Well, we're going to subtract $15 from that. So now your coin really costs you on a monthly basis $90. Because if you make just a $500 check every month, that's $15. Okay, the loyalty points, you're going to get loyalty points for every membership 100. Loyalty, you get 30 points. They're gonna rack up into your bank until you get about, typically it takes about 600 loyalty points added. 3 ways to get loyalty point. This is 1, this is 2. You're already doing this to get commission, but now you're going to get some other lanyard, get loyalty points. Well, let's just take this 30 points. Well, that you get free silver once a month with. So that's like almost like dollars. You can't make the quite equivalent there, but I do, because I know the value of products I've received from there were much higher than if I'd have bought them and what they were in the marketplace. So minus 30. So that means you're really paying only $60 for that coin a month. It's kind of like Costco. You get these rebates. You buy gas, you buy stuff there. They give you these dollars back. So your membership didn't cost you that much. So you got to look at it as a business like I do. Everything is business. Everything's dollar cents decision. That's how you operate a business. Well, $60, that's a far cry from 105. But if you're doing it as a business, you get 1099 tax benefits. So most of that can count, at least 30% of that, can count as tax rebate because you get to write those off as demonstration products. So we're talking about $18 minus 18. Let's do, it could be more. I mean, if you're in you're greater than the 10% income tax bracket, it's going to be more what it's going to be worth to you. So now that's $42. You're buying it at deep below cost prices. And now you're accumulating wealth to have more wealth in the future. So for all these doubting Thomases, I never show them this, by the way. I leave a doubting Thomas, and I sign them in as a buyer. I only show this to members to show them what opportunity they got if this is the thing that's holding up their brain from doing this thing right and building and sharing and getting going, because they're making money by buying that coin every month. Big time money. Okay. So how else do you get loyalty points? We have what we call commission spillover. Okay. If, let's say, you had 915 points here and 45, and you're a copper. Okay, a copper, you can earn $1,000, 2 cycles of 500. I'm going to do 2 things here and show you something. If you're a copper and you're in your pay week, and that meant you've got what? An associate on your left, associate on your right, and 2 personals, right? You have 1, 2, 1, two somewhere in that team. They don't have to be right next to you. They can be way down here at the bottom. But somewhere on that team, you personally sponsored two people on your left and right. And one of those two was an associate. They personally sponsored one on their left and one on their right. It doesn't matter which one. Oh, here, let's do this to make sure everybody's understanding what I'm saying. Okay. And so there's an associate and there's an associate. You can make 1,000, you're a copper in the business. And so now they look at this and it's the end of the pay week. Well, you don't have quite 1,000. You're going to get paid $500. They're going to cycle out 500 and you're going to have 415. They're going to cycle out 500 here. You're going to have, oh, heck, I hate that. I'm sorry. I do that sometimes and it hurts. There we go. Okay. They're going to cycle out 500, leave you with $4,000. Now, what happens to this? Well, if you got a leadership point in your bank, that's fabulous. How do you get those leadership points? You sponsor people with premium memberships. Nope, $199, you get no points. Okay, they're going to subtract one leadership point and leave you with a balance. That's going to roll over as commission dollars to the next pay week. Look, you start out with what we call a COVID check, a $250 check, but you're already that close to a $500 check. They roll over both sides, yes. Wow. Let's say you had no leadership points. Your bank account was used up already. You used your leadership points on previous rolls. The computer does this automatically. You do not have to do anything. If you've got leadership points, you got rollover points, you do. Because see, you're a copper. You can get paid on everything below 1,000. And how you get paid is the difference. If you have no leadership points, then they're going to roll that into loyalty points. And you're going to have now in your bank and loyalty, you're going to have 1,015 loyalty points to get you a free product. Okay, so you get paid. This is pretty powerful. Let's go the other example and give your motivation example, okay? I want you to really understand this real well. Let's get all this taken care of so you can really build. Let's say you have 1,200 points here and 4,500 points here. Now, those of you that's even in our Hawaii group are starting to see these points just rack up in their counter. Believe me, what I just put here for you is many of you are going to have in the next few months. If you don't, some of you already have it. We're going to do that in the second part of this recording. Okay. And so you got 1,200, but you're copper. You can only make what? 1,000. So they're going to cycle out all of this. You're going to end up with 0, and they're going to take 1,200. I don't know why it's doing that on me. They're going to take 1,200 away from that because you could have earned on that. You chose not to. You could have earned, you're going to have 3,300 left here. And you get $1,000 check. And that 200 went away. And at 1,200, we got paid 1,000, but the other 200 went away here because you could have been a bronze. You could have helped somebody else. You could have brought somebody. That's your motivation. Or if you're just happy with $1,000 every week, then fine. These points are going to rank up and they'll go away above what you get paid for. Okay. That's why we have of one another helping people. You really have an incentive to help people rank up and also to share this with other people. Okay, even Downing Thomases and buyers, because see, a buyer counts as an active. You don't have to have premiums. They can be a buyers. They count for you too. Okay, so I want you to understand the lagniappe that we have. And now I'm going to show that big picture to you. Hey, if this is not big enough picture, right? I understand. But if you notice, I talk about business family pack, and that is big picture. And, you know, as long as a person's working in a job, they're not on welfare, they're not getting uh, they're not getting welfare assistance and food stamps to live from day to day. Anyone working in a full-time job, maybe one or two of them even, they can do a business family pack. It's they choose themselves to limit themselves on what they can do in life. And I know that because I have a lot of people that's done that. Now, business family pack, as you know, counts 250 points. Okay. You come in as an associate. And then what you want to do is you want to sponsor a person with a business family pack on your left and your right. And when you sponsor a person with a business family pack on your left and right, you automatically are a copper. Now, do you see this unit right here is the business family pack, just like yours. You got yourself as one, this is your two, this is your three, but you got a one of your that you personally sponsored and one here. You got two, that's your second personally sponsored. You got one here, it's yourself, and then two here. You now have one on the left, two on the one on the left, two on the left, two on the right that you personally sponsored. One of those two came in as an associate with a business family. They came in as associate with a business family pack. That made you a copper. Now, point wise, this is 250 points. You only have 300 points here. You only have 300 points. If you did that all in 1 week, well, you'll make a $250 check and you have full rollover. That's fine. But if you come in and you do this your first couple of days, and then you help, and you may find a doubting Thomas, and you just put them in right there. That's your third, okay? And you may find another one. That's your third here. Well, you're set up now to be what? A bronze. How do you get that? You help the people you came in with. This person right here. This person right here. Okay. You help them. They sponsored their first business family pack on their left, but look where they have to place it, under your buyer. But that's okay because it's the first available spot. Same thing. They put their other one right here. And now what are they? What are they? They're a copper. Okay. Now, if they sponsor theirs over here on their right, they get their first, they place them on the right. Their second, they place here on their left. What's the person you personally sponsored? They're a copper. And you got a list of buyer there. You got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, you are a bronze now. And as a bronze, what can you make? You make $2,000 a week. Well, let's see what our counter, well, let's say this is all the same week right now. Okay. This is what I had, like Wayne Clark. He became a bronze in his first week. Well, this was 250 points. This was 250 points. So that's 500. And let's say that was 100. Let's just say it was a 499, 150. That's 650 points. That's 950 points. Okay. And this was 250 points. This was 250 points. And let's say that was just 50 points. So that's 550 points. That's 850 points then. Okay, 950 and 850. Difference is, how they came in. Well, you're already a bronze because they're coppers. But, we could also sponsor other people with those business family packs that we're talking about. Let's go ahead and get a couple more. Let me get a green here so we have different colors. This person, they went ahead and they sponsored their business family pack here, and they sponsored their business family pack here. They became what? A copper. Right here. They got 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is an associate, that's an associate, that's a copper. This person did the same thing. Okay. Now, copper, copper. That person was a copper, but the person they sponsored now became a copper. So what are they? They're bronzes. They're bronze if they have 1, 2. No, they had to sponsor another person. Their third had to be somewhere in here. It didn't matter. They just had a buyer or person just did not come in with a business family pack. Same thing over here. Okay. So I'm really kind of showing you this could happen on both sides. I'm showing you how Wayne ended up in 1 week, and he didn't quite make silver that week, but he earned a $2,000 check. We had something like 2,015 points or 2,050 points, I think what it was. And over here we had like, something like 6,000 something points. And he was a silver. And what I want you to watch is 90 days to silver in the associate training. 90 days to silver. I just show you how to do it using a business family pack. Okay, they do 2 by 2. That's a great way. That's another way to do it. But my way is a lot easier and a lot faster. Okay, knowing what you're looking for and how you're placing them left and right so you can rank up and they can rank up. Okay, now, and then what he did is he made $2,000 his first week, and he was a bronze. He maxed it out. He made silver there shortly after by helping the other people. This side, he ended up with one side a little stronger than the other because we were just building it. It just built and built and built really quickly because the people were more receptive, ready to go. Didn't take that much explaining. They just said, this just makes sense. Let's do it. And they popped in and they went to work getting their 2 people. They, of course, put in others as they went by. And so that's kind of how we rank up really quick. I wanted to show you this, put it on paper. Now let me do, now that you understand this little concept, okay, let me erase this and I'm going to present it to you in a quicker, easier way and show you how the volume builds. If I can get this thing to erase better and faster, we could do this quicker. I'm going to learn how to do all this stuff for y'all better and more proficiently, but it takes time for me to learning all this new technology. Erase stuff I didn't want to erase. I got to learn how to do that too. But I have fun. Okay. So I really want you to learn how the flushing and the rollover works. Okay. You know what a business family pack, you know you're an associate, okay? And you know that you've got to add another person that is yours over here for you to become uh, a copper, okay? So you got 1 and 2. That's all we're going to do is we're going to go down this line and we're going to rank up. And what we're going to do is we're going to put points up here so you understand the how the volume, where you lose points, when you don't lose points, and why I keep rank ahead of volume. Okay, this right here, if you got 1, 2, and you got an associate, one of them is going to be an associate. So I'm going to just make that, let that be clear and that you know. So your copper, you can make $1,000 as a copper. As a copper, you make 1,000. Okay, as a bronze, you can make what? 2,000. As a silver, you can make what? 3,500. That's a big leap. $1,500 between those two. That's a big leap. 1,000. That's why I'll tell you sometime, would you spend, $600 to make $1,000? And if you won't do that, you don't understand business. Okay, of course you spend $600 to make 1,000. You're also expanding your business. You're keeping rank up. You're getting something in return, and you're making money. As long as you can make more money than you spend, that's good business principle. And so you can make 1,000 as a copper. Okay, so let's say you came up with 990 points, and this got 3,000. We're going to give this side a little bit more. Well, you're going to get paid on everything there. It's either they're going to use leadership points to roll over commission volume, meaning that you can start with 490 points after getting a $500 check, and they're going to subtract 500 points from this side. That's it. That's all you got paid on. And they're going to roll over the commission and use a leadership point. Don't have leadership point, go send to loyalty bank, and you get paid on by getting free product, and then you end up with zero here if you have no leadership point, but you get usable volume. Next thing, let's talk about if you had, make sure you understand this principle, you have 1,200 or 1,400 in here. Let's do 1,400. Let's make it hurt. I like make it hurt. Okay, you got 1,400. You're a copper. All you can make is 1,000. It's going to cycle that 1,000 and pay you 1,000. It's going to erase the 1,000 and pay you $1,000. But this 400, that's going to erase, go away, because you could have been a bronze and you would have got paid on it, some shape, fashion, or form. You wouldn't have got a commission because it's not 500 points, but it would have rolled over into commission bank because you're a copper. You can get paid on 2,000 in volume, but that's 1,400. It rolled over if you had a leadership point into commission. If it don't have a leadership point, it's going to go to loyalty. Still get paid on it. You don't lose it. The only time you lose it is when you're not helping people rank up and you're not sponsoring new people to progress your business. Okay. To become a bronze, you need 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter where they go in this team. Doesn't matter if they're an associate or just a buyer or just a new person. They're active for 32 days. Okay. Now, that's why you want to bring in new people, regardless of where they're at. And buyers are good. They're not bad. Okay, we train them up. Now, this same thing goes up silver. If you had 3,400 and you had 8,000 here, well, and you're a silver, And that means you got what? You got 4 and 5 somewhere down here. You personally sponsor. See, these are all people you personally sponsor. They enrolled on your site and you sponsor them. That's why personal sponsors are very important. You be careful about giving away someone you brought in. I gave away Wayne to my wife, but that was a strategic decision. I let her sponsor him, but that worked out for our family generational, our family pack. That worked out great because we were working together. We weren't thinking about one center. We were thinking all three because that's a family business. By maxing this at 12.5, this at 12.5, and this at 12.5, you're creating a generational opportunity of about $1.9 million a year for you, residual income for your family. I think that's pretty good. And what if you end up with only an average of 21,000 extra a week? Well, that's more than $500,000 a year. That's pretty good too. Okay. So that's what we want to look at. That's what we want to understand. Okay. In this scenario here, you're going to make a $3,000 check. Those 400 points, they're either, we got 8,000 here, by the way, 8,000, not 3,000. Yeah. And they're going to subtract 3,000 from this side. Those 400 points are either going to commission rollover if you got a leadership. If not, they're going to loyalty, get paid on them anyway, because you're a silver. Now, if that, once again, one more time, real quick, if this was 3,800 points, just to understand how this works, 3,800 points, you're a silver. I'm fixing to show you mine so you really understand. So you're a silver, you can make 35. You got more than you can make there, more than you get paid on. That's all you can get paid on. So they'll subtract the 35, pay you $3,500, and that 300, that goes away. You're going to end up with zero. You don't get loyalty, you don't get rollover, you don't get anything, because that's your incentive to rank up, help these people rank up, and you become a goal. As a goal, now let me tell you, this is a big difference. Difference between silver and gold is 3,500 a week. That's 7,000 a week. And you need to have 6, 7, 8. 3 more people you personally enrolled on each side. 6, 7, 8. Now, look, you're putting people under all these successful people that you've already put in the business. Do you think they like you? They love you. And it creates a real one another team family. I mean, we've just started this venture. We've just started. No one knows about us yet. The only way people learn about this company is a person telling someone else they love and care about and want to be part. And then that extending to someone else. And then you got support mentors in this leg, they're going up. And I don't care if you're over here. See, I'm up here. I don't care if you're over here, because all this comes up, adds together, and goes up. So Hawaii group is on George's right side, the side he is called his pay leg. Because I built a large pay leg on his left side, he's trying to catch up on. And so who went to Hawaii? George or me? I did. Okay. And so I went to make sure that you all know the power of this program. And I think you all got a really good concept up. This is going to show you to put it in cement for you. And you just keep watching this video until you catch it over and over again. Okay. Because this is all we're doing step by step. So after 4 years, we're in our 4th year now, starting our 5th year with 7K. We've been there. My wife and I have been so blessed. We've been maybe making 30,000 a month of growing I've got to start ranking up now, and I'm going to show you this in a second. Okay, so you really understand what I'm trying to teach you here, and why the importance of a business family pack. For ranking up, if you need an associate, nothing better to bring in is a new person. If you need an associate somewhere for somebody to rank up, to rank up, to rank up, nothing better than bringing in a new person with a business family pack. And that's an associate causing a person to become a copper, causing another person to become a bronze, causing another person to become a silver. And that's a real one another business. And that's what I teach our team, is to coordinate and work together and help each other and do this. And so hopefully we've understood leadership points, loyalty points, the lanyard of the compensation plan, what rolls over, what doesn't roll over. And the only time that points are flushed is when I say a person gets a little lazy, like me. It's not promoting the business. So what do you mean by like you get lazy? Well, I'm going to show you. Okay, so this should lock in this whole concept that we're talking about right now. This should lock in for you at what I've taught you this morning. And then I'm going to do another little, very short clip to really make this very understandable, how you use the tools to understand all this. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to come back and erase that later. I'm going to stop sharing my screen on that part. I'm going to go and share my screen the other way. And let me show you exactly what I mean by this. We're going to go to Zoom. Hopefully I'm at the right page. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to stop. And I'm going to share again one more time, because I've learned that, here we go. Okay, I'm going to close this out. We're going to come back to this on the second session, and I'm going to go to my dashboard. Okay. Now, everybody knows I'm a goal. My wife's a goal. Okay. But you're only a goal if you meet the requirements of a goal. You can drop, but there's no sense having the requirements met. Okay, I'm a goal, so I can only make what? 7,000. Okay, look, I got $331,000 in the bank over here on my right side. I do have 8 actives on my left. I do have 9 actives. I do have a silver on both sides. And so that's all it's needed. I'm a go, I can make 7,000. But Hawaii, I mean, y'all really enjoyed this business. Y'all are not stopping. I mean, the other day it was 11,000, and I don't want you to stop. I don't want you to halt. I want every person to make as much as their rank, that one another can help one another, that makes sense for you. Okay, so how will I get paid? As long as I just stay a goal. I can only get paid on 7,000. So 12,624 will go away. I needed to rank up to get paid. Even if I become a executive goal, I could only get paid on 10,000. So 9,624 would go away. That's no problem. But if I became a presidential goal, I'm maxed out 12,500. I have enough to be paid presidential goal in volume on my left team and right team. What did I have to do on the right team? Nothing. Okay. I've got it. It's there. It's in bank. This is what I'm telling you is so different. Never in history, any company in networking, multi-level marketing, whatever you want to call it, any kind of industry has ever had a comp plan like this. It's amazing, especially with rollover. So this is worth learning. This is worth doing. This is worth sharing. This is worth people you love to, hit them. I call it hitting them over the head, but not literally. Okay. So yeah, I mean, if I concentrated on myself last week, I could have easily been an executive goal. but that's not where my heart was. My heart was with our new family. And that's where your hearts need to be. You never worry about what you're losing. You worry about helping others and sharing with others. And in return, you'll be blessed even more. And that's the magic of, of one another business. It's not magic. It's just real. It's part of what we're doing here. It truly is people helping people. Santos does what I call great magic. I mean, I was bewildered. I'm still am, and I'm an engineer. I figure things out. I still haven't figured this one out yet. I've been playing that over and over in my mind. But so I wanted you to see this, and so it really sinks in. Understand when that happens to you, don't worry. You're not losing anything. You're you're making available that other people can make to tomorrow, next year, 20 years from now. If 12,500, that's pretty cool. 12,500 times 3 is 1.9 million. That's quite, so look what you got to build for. And what if you fail and you only end up making 3,000 extra a week for the rest of your life, or 500 extra a week for the rest of your life? Anything extra for the rest of your life with gold and silver, that's so powerful. I hope and pray that that is all clear. If not, please watch this over and over and over again until you really understand it. Use it to watch with your business partners. Use this to help train and understand. And then I'm here to help you. Aloha from the mainland, and looking forward to seeing you all in Salt Lake City and then seeing you again in Hawaii.